Hello there, Taurus, and welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am your reader, Melissa Joy. So, of course, we're up close and personal because it is windy out here, and as it is right now, I don't need sunglasses, so hopefully y'all can put up with this. Now, it's talking about, this week's theme is about being blessed, not stressed, but the stress that seems to be coming in is just like being worn out, moaning, worn down, whining, complaining from just this miserable experience, like the swamp of sorrows where you've been. And that has been quite a burden to you, bringing a lot of chaotic conditions. How do we break the cycle of that chaotic condition to get into the star that is here along with the Three of Swords? I think that's the biggest part, is knowing that why are these conditions hindering or hampering my star? Look at this coming straight to you. Look at that peace, that satisfaction. It's like having a rear guard as well, because this is facing you. Imagine that this one back behind here is smiling out the other way too, coming and going, happy, coming and going. Well, let's see about that blessing instead of the self-stressing. Let's get some conditions out of here, Taurus. Let's get you an energy card to see what's going on though. I see you, Raven. We got news. Well, that would seem to be going along with it because there's that incoming here. Needing some good news in your life. Do you need some good news in your life, Taurus? I know I do. We're the whole zodiac, right, everybody? And in Taurus, I have Mars and the moon sitting smack dab on top of each other, less than 1 degree apart. And here it's talking about moderation, but I'm really seeing a bit of motivation. That motivation opening a portal, being willing to move forward beyond and possibly through, you see, possibly through this grief, that cloud, that illusion. Well, that's good, because we've been stomping on some Neptune around here, which is the illusion. It's been a mirage for quite a while. And here's this door of learning, opening up this whole new world. But as you see, to go through there, you're going to move and leave all this behind. But don't be fooled, because the glory and the glow are coming from within. Okay. Coming from within. All right, wait, Raven. Waving. Who the waving? Are you waving? Hi, I'm waving. Let's get into the Raven and get some news here for Taurus. Some news about piercing through that cloud of illusion. That Neptune, that old dead story. Yeah, it's definitely Neptunian energy. Look at these fish. Just all down here. Some of you might check out Pisces. To get too much water up on some stubborn Taurus, too much grief, it can really bog you down. And if you're in a place like where I lived a good number of years, Mississippi, that stuff turns into clay, and clay turns into bricks. And then you talk about a perpetuation. What's wild is in this card, I actually see the tears, the vapors of the cup moving up into the eye. So it's almost like vinegar, an opportunity having gone sour, gone past its date, past its expiration, past its due. Well, it seems you're well past due for this news. And this news is more than just words, apparently, if it's past due and it's showing up like vinegar, right? It's this incoming of new opportunity. The true physical change around you, the conditions changing around you. So this is piercing through. How do we change the conditions here? Some of it has to do with an exchange, an equal exchange, getting in a balanced environment. So that could be paying attention to, as soon as things start to feel a little off me, and okay, Taurus, you have to pay attention to your feelings, not just people pushing you around. Don't make me, and I'm not gonna, and I'm gonna force this, and I'm gonna, no. Talk about slowing your roll, easing it up, getting in that balance. All right, sending out those messages to the environment around you, your life and your world, that you would like to receive. Okay. If you don't like being pushed around, then don't push yourself around. If you don't like being pushed around, then don't push others around. If you don't like being pushed around, then don't push the situation around. Don't force things. Don't make it happen. We're here to create, not make. Make comes from man. Make comes from limited things. Make comes from like cutting the flowers and putting them in a vase. They're beautiful, but they're already on their way out. You see what I mean? Getting rid of all this cutting energy and getting into the creation power. So I'm gonna lay these couple down here. It's interesting. We have the Emperor showing up behind it, but he seems to have a strong Hierophant energy, that when he comes in, he's all charged, like a mover and a shaker, that people just kind of, when you walk in the room, maybe some of you were even born with Taurus North Node. I have seen that. And it's needing to feel like top of the food chain. Okay, so those are the conditions that maybe how you were raised or how you had to survive, the way you were raised and the way you grew up. But you can see how me, myself, and I feel about that condition. Do you see what I'm saying? Ready to move on out of here. Why having to guard this death door? All right. See, there's still some more defensiveness going on. But behind is the King of Chariots. The King of Chariots. The King of Coins. It's funny because money, water is the new money. Bringing forward this new institution to you. Wanting to establish a new way of being. A new way of being. All right. Well, I think we're going to see if Tetutira has anything else for us. If not, we're going to move on back into those affirmators. Getting rid of this sourness, this bitterness, this old experience. Okay. Look at that circle of life. We have peace moving in. Peace is the new barter, is what you're talking about. But I also see hints of your incoming part of fortune. You might want to check out the Stress Not Blessed for where your part of fortune is. Like mine's in Leo. You can simply Google free part of fortune. And then it'll have you type in your birth date, your birth time, and you're going to find out where it's at. So there's a lot of solar reward coming in here, a lot of growth and development, maybe even your finances growing, maybe even a bit of maturing past these limitations of where kind of like I wasn't allowed to cry growing up. So I've had to do some crying, right? All this pain in my body. When I was in prayer meditation watching the sunrise this morning, I thought about, how do we get rid of that? Why is that state inside of me? And they've been talking about hexes come from X's, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, when you're living in a charged environment, a dangerous or difficult situation, even if you're not reacting or responding to what's going on there, you're experiencing it around you, okay? And just like somebody who's hit by a solar flare, you're going to get a sunburn. But I've been wanting to smash some glass. And I'm like, I wonder if they have rage rooms around here. I need to get that out of me. I need to get that moved on, because if not, it's still sitting there like an ingredient in the recipe, like a spice or a flavor that I don't necessarily want coming through. You know, people aren't used to having cinnamon in their chili, right? Like some Cincinnati chili. People who aren't used to that might be kind of like thrown off by it. Do you get what I'm saying? So being able to clean house, clean your storehouse, and move into this new state of peace and prosperity. Peace and prosperity coming in for you. It took a few minutes, didn't it, Taurus, to move past the sourness, the bitterness, that spoiled situation, the thing that took too long. And maybe that's where you got in the death grip of wanting to push it, wanting to defend your position and your stance to move forward. But in order to defend your position and your stance, you have to remain in that identity, that situation, that place where you have to survive. And that keeps that nervous system like flaring and flailing and rolling over and over and over again, like that emperor, where he's just broadcasting this kind of offensiveness any and everywhere he goes. A stance of like immovable. But when we're communicating that to others around us, we're also communicating it to our interpersonal environment, to our reticular activating system, that little computer that goes out and it types out these little, what are these, orders like at a restaurant, and sends it out, and then that food starts coming your way. Those little situations, those experiences and opportunities start coming your way. And if they aren't your flavor, then change your flavor. Change your savor. Get into the thrive, get out of the survive. Okay, so whatever that means, whether you have to shift environments, whether you shift the mental environment, I don't know. That's up to you, Taurus. So that's the energy going on around, but just remember, be the star that you are, okay? There's new and news coming towards you, right? This being heard, being seen, being heard by the environment. It's not about the others, okay? That's the epiphany, that peace, that joy, that perfection. And that topples over the dominoes that brings in slews of abundance. How exciting. Okay, Taurus. Hey, I look forward to chatting in the comments down below. And if you would do me a favor before you go and tap that like button for me. And if you've enjoyed this, consider jumping on and subscribing here. I'd love to see you. All right. Bye.